Ahab was overcome by a spirit of covetousness at the beginning of this story. He wanted that vineyard. He's looking out over that vineyard. He had to have the vineyard. Now, this vineyard had been there for generations, and Ahab had never wanted it before. And now, all of a sudden, he had to have it. How many of you, don't raise your hand, had to have that car? You had to have it. Or you had to have whatever it was, that piece of equipment, whatever it was. You had to have it. Well, here's a biblical truth. When all of a sudden we have to have some earthly trinket, we need to recognize that that is spiritual warfare. That is spiritual. That's a spiritual attack. Ahab, all of a sudden, he had to have this vineyard. And so he goes to see Naboth, and it was fine what he's doing up to this point. Here's the conversation. In 1 Kings chapter 21, verse 1, now it came about after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite, because he lived in Jezreel, we'll call him a Jezreelite. Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard, which was in Jezreel, beside the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. And Ahab spoke to Naboth, saying, give me your vineyard, that I may have it for a vegetable garden, because it's close beside my house. And I will give you a better vineyard than it in its place. And if you like, I will give you the price of it in money. This is a fair proposition. There's nothing evil. There's nothing wrong with this. But Naboth said to Ahab, the Lord forbid me that I should give you the inheritance of my fathers. This had been in his family for generations. There's nothing wrong with Ahab saying, no, I don't want to sell the property. Everything is honorable. Move on, nothing to see here. Go to the next business deal. Maybe it'll work out for you. But that's not what happened. In verse 4, Ahab came into his house sullen and vexed. He was displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. Nobody tells the king no. How dare you tell me no? I'm somebody. I'm the king. And here's what Naboth said, I will not give you the inheritance of my fathers. And so Ahab lay down on his bed, turned away his face, and ate no food. Ahab was crushed. And here's a biblical truth. Satan is winning when we care about things more than we care about people. Satan is winning when we care about things more than we care about people. But Jezebel, his wife, 1 Kings 21, verse 5, but Jezebel, his wife, came to him and said to him, how is it that your spirit is so sullen that you are not eating food? And he said to her, because I spoke to Naboth the Jezreelite, and I said to him, give me your vineyard for money, or else if it pleases you, I'll give you a vineyard in its place. But he said, I will not give you the vineyard. And Jezebel, his wife, said to him, do you now reign king over Israel? Aren't you the big dog? Aren't you the king over Israel? Arise, eat bread. Let your heart be joyful, and I will give you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. When business is not fair and honest, it's sin in the eyes of God. When business is not conducted fairly and honestly, it's sin in the eyes of God. Don't take advantage of people in your business dealings, in your daily business doings.